Caiden Cowger. Somebody had to say it.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome to the Caiden Cowger program, broadcasting from West Virginia. It is great to have you with us. So, guys, before I start off the show today, there's something that I've really got to share with you. It's very important, especially those of you who listen to the show up in the upper part of West Virginia, in the Pennsylvania area, or even in the Maryland area. There is a gentleman that is missing from Buchanan, West Virginia, and Noah's him and his wife both. They really helped out with my campaign here locally when I was running for city council, and it's really just a horrible situation. The guy's an Iraq war vet, and he's missing from here in Buchanan. He has white hair, blue eyes. He weighs about 182 pounds, and he was last seen on Saturday, probably around 11 o'clock p.m. He went to take his dogs out for a walk, and he didn't come home. And it really just absolutely has devastated his wife. She's extremely concerned, of course, and is, just is beside of herself. But apparently what they think could be happening, they're not completely sure what's going on. They think it, could potentially be medical related, and something could have happened from, some of his service over in Iraq where something just snapped. I mean, they don't know what is taking place. That's what was speculated by what was written in the Intermountain. They said it's reported that lingering effects from prior military service could have contributed to the disappearance. So they don't know what is going on. He was spotted at a park around the Buchanan area in Pringletree. Probably, I think they said on just the following day after he would have been missing, so that was like on Sunday. So it's very, very disturbing. They found the dogs. He was carrying around 2 dogs on top of it, and they found the 2 dogs in Bridgeport, West Virginia, which is in the Harrison County area. But they think he could, potentially still be remaining somewhere in Harrison County. There's possibly, a guy that's up in Monongalia County that was hitchhiking up there going north. So north would be Pennsylvania or Maryland. They're not sure if that's, the same guy, if it's Mr. Grumbine, but just want to make you guys aware of that. And you can tell your friends, be sure to alert them. We, really appreciate it here. Cause it's a really tough situation. And I'll just tell you, go ahead and give you a description of him. He is white. He's about 5'9". He weighs approximately 182 pounds. He has light gray hair. He has blue eyes, and he was last seen wearing a dark T-shirt, blue jeans, and white tennis shoes. He's also hitchhiking. So if you guys have any information on that, definitely contact your local state police. I'll go ahead and give you some of the numbers here. You have the West Virginia State Police. You can call them at 304-473, 304-473-4200. That's 304-473-4200. And I'll go ahead and give you the numbers for the Maryland State Police and also for the Pennsylvania State Police. Maryland State Police is 410-386-3000, and the Pennsylvania State Police is 412-787-2000. That's for Pennsylvania. It's 412-787-2000. And once again, for the Maryland State Police, it is 410-386-3000. West Virginia State Police, 304-473-4200. So if you guys have any information on that, if you have any relatives that live in Maryland, Pennsylvania, or the upper part of West Virginia, I'd really encourage you to definitely let them know about that if they haven't heard about it already. We have a picture up on CowgerNation.com, or West Virginia affiliate. We have MountaineerJournal.com. They have all the information up there pertaining to this, and I'll probably also be posting it on CaidenCowgerProgram.com because it's officially a silver alert. So it's quite concerning because they haven't been able to find him. I know we've been looking for him, doing everything that we can. Talked with some of my radio friends of mine up in the Morgantown area and trying to get them see if they would be interested in mentioning it. But it's quite concerning. But they believe that he's headed north. So if you have any information on that, be sure to contact your local police department. If you don't remember the number, just call emergency and tell them that you believe that you spotted someone who's on a senior alert. But yeah, picture will be on our official website, and it's also on CowgerNation.com, and all the information pertaining to this case is on MountaineerJournal.com. So just wanted to point that out. It's really been concerning. This entire situation. It's really bothered me. I mean, the guy's a great guy, and it's really unfortunate that this incident has occurred. Definitely keep him in prayer. All you guys living everywhere else, Myrtle Beach area, listeners with WXMB, listeners here even, and listeners everywhere else, definitely keep Mr. Grumbine in prayer. That would be much so appreciated because it's a really difficult situation. The family's had a lot of tragedy the way that it is, and his wife is really just having an extremely difficult time. So just wanted to tell you that and point that out. I know we have quite a few listeners up in the upper part of West Virginia, along with Pennsylvania and some in Maryland. So wanted to get that out to you guys and just make you aware of what's going on. So anyway, the FBI, according to what we have here at Drudge Report, has been swamped by an avalanche of terror tips, and they have 10,000 investigations going on right now. So according to what was being reported on Drudge.com, let me get the article here because it has a thing on here where you have to take a survey in order to read it. I hate these stupid things. Okay, here's the article. It says the FBI's near-miss investigation of Orlando nightclub shooter, then I'm not going to say his name, reflects a U.S. counter-terror effort, swamped by potential targets and struggling to separate lethal Islamic State recruits from hotheads venting, basically their, hatefulness, I guess. After dropping its 2013 scrutiny of Mateen, the Bureau is under fire for not doing more to prevent the worst mass shooting in modern U.S. history. Yet other occasions in recent months, the FBI has been criticized for its handling of domestic terror probes, including the use of controversial sting operations. They're now in a very hard position right now, says David Gomez, who retired in 2011 after a 28-year FBI career. And he's also headed the Joint Terrorism Task Force in Washington State. They're being criticized for doing exactly what they're legally entitled to do. Orlando marks the third attack, including the 2013 Boston Marathon bombings and the shootings last year at a Garland, Texas exhibit of cartoons of the Prophet Muhammad, involving an individual who had been interviewed by the FBI. Amid an avalanche of terror tips, James Comley, the Bureau's director, said that tracking the troubled souls drawn to radical Islam represents a vexing challenge for his agents. The number of ISIS cases in the U.S. is unprecedented, said Seamus Hutchins, the deputy director of George Washington University's program on extremism. The U.S. has charged 88 individuals with ISIS-related crimes over the past 2 years, Mr. Hutchins said. In the past year alone, there have been 61 arrests, 2 or 3 times a typical figure, he added. Some of those caught in the anti-terror dragnet were deadly serious. In February, John Booker, 21, of Topeka, Kansas, pleaded guilty to charges of planning to detonate a car bomb on a nearby U.S. Army base. Booker, also known as Muhammad Abdullah Hassan, planned to use a half a ton of ammunition to, contribute in an explosion that would have killed U.S. soldiers and himself, according to the Justice Department. Others hardly seem like terrorist masterminds. Emmanuel Lunchman, 25, was arrested on December 30th on charges planning to do a machete attack on patrons at a Rochester, New York diner. An ex-convict who converted to Islam. Lunchman had a history of mental illness and was so short of cash that an undercover agent covered the $40, listen to this. It says an undercover agent covered the $40 cost of ski masks, knives, duct tape, and other supplies for the planned attack, according to court documents. So, you have some people that are just evil out there that are looking for crime, and I guess they're doing everything that they possibly can. But, like we were talking about, ISIS is beyond. It's really beyond just a terrorist organization. It's really almost a type of ideology, because you have these people now that are members of ISIS that have been calling out saying anyone who is a member of Islam, if you are, willing to sympathize with us and you appreciate what we're doing, all you have to do in order to join us is just engage in acts of terror. So really, it's like an ideology. It's just like some guy who is, a political nut job who goes out and tells his followers to do something horrible. Or, for example, like Jim Jones. All right, we'll use that for an example. Jim Jones, go tell your follower. No, better one would be Charles Manson. All right, Charles Manson. You know what? I approve of you going out and doing this, so go out and do it. Well, here you have these people that are not. It's not the same situation, I understand, but you have some people in this case that are not affiliated with ISIS. But they listen to these people, almost like copycats. They listen to these people. They listen to this organization telling them to go out and commit acts of terror, and they will be rewarded for it with, how many virgins up in with Allah, and they go and engage in this type of behavior. So really, it's more than a terrorist organization. It's really a type of ideology, because they are just telling you, you know what? And if you're a Muslim and if you're a legitimate Muslim, all you have to do in order to join us and to gain our support and recognition is just go out and kill people. And that's what we could have very well potentially seen with this, case with the whole gay nightclub thing. But another report that we have is also revealing that his wife, the terrorist's wife, knew about this shooting here. So, you had the news media that was trying to twist it one way or another, that this guy could have very well been gay. This guy who shot up a gay nightclub could have been gay himself and was struggling on the inside. And really, I'll be honest with you, all that was and because as soon as that was reported and people started saying that, immediately the narrative changed. It changed into, this guy was, because this is what the LGBTs were doing. They were doing it on Twitter. You had journalists that were doing it on MSNBC, on CNN, that changed this entire narrative around, just like what I had said in the last show. And I need to find that, by the way, and play it for you, because we're going to prove my prediction came true just like that. But I said, you watch, we're going to get blamed for it. Well, sure enough, guess what just happened? We're getting blamed for it, because they're making it out like because this guy could have very well potentially been a self-loathing homosexual. Basically, it's people like you and me, you and I, that end up causing these people to be self-loathing, meaning that it's our fault, that we're the ones that are responsible for the Orlando shooting. We're the ones who are responsible for this horrible action. It wasn't terrorism. It wasn't this poor gentleman that ended up killing all these, sweet, innocent people. It was us, because we are the ones who caused him to hate himself for being who he is. So that's really what it's coming down to now. But, it's only in America can a guy go into a gay nightclub, shoot up all these people, be a radical Muslim, and then not only do people, take the side of the shooter, say, oh, it's so sweet, he didn't know any better, he was self-loathing. And then all of a sudden defend Islam while also blaming Christians and conservatives. I mean, that's the guy doesn't have any ties to Christianity whatsoever, yet Christians are getting blamed for this occurring. All right? Just because a Christian believed it was wrong does not mean that it didn't have any effect on this guy going and shooting up a whole bunch of homos. All right? It had absolutely no effect whatsoever. The effect took place from him being raised in a radicalized home where the father had ties to some pretty questionable Islamic organizations. So that's what really went on here. It's not Christians, it's Islam.
Fighting liberalism one lie at a time.
Caiden Cowger. Somebody had to say it.
JP Morgan is now holding a record 55 million ounces of silver. Goldman Sachs and HSBC recently purchased 7.1 tons of physical gold. What do these bankers and mega money managers know that you don't? They're expecting another financial crisis, and over time, they're expecting the value of gold and silver to increase. Silver is trading below its production costs and is predicted to double by 2020. That's why you need our friends at Capital Gold Group. Capital Gold Group offers gold and silver for direct delivery and will not be undersold. If you find a better rate, they will easily match it just for you. Plus, their specialty is precious metals IRA rollovers for the ultimate in IRA security. Be one of the first 20 callers today to receive their free definitive gold guide, plus their exclusive A Sterling Time to Be Buying Silver report. They have an A-plus rating with a Better Business Bureau, so call the experts at Capital Gold Group now and see what investing in gold and silver can do for you. Call now. Call 1-800-932-4108. That is 1-800-932-4108. That is 1-800-932-4108. Once again, that is 1-800-932-4108.
In these uncertain economic times, you've got to do whatever you can to save money. One of our biggest expenses can be our cars, especially when unexpected repair bills hit. Not anymore. If you own a vehicle with less than 130,000 miles, is less than 12 years old, has a warranty about to expire, or even no warranty at all, you could stop paying for car repairs. Roadside assistance, towing, and rental coverage are all included. Don't wait for the next repair. Make one free call right now to see if you qualify. If your vehicle is less than 12 years old, has less than 130,000 miles, even if it's out of warranty, paying for car repairs can become a thing of the past. Call us right now and get your car protected before your next repair bill hits. Get protection and no more repair bills. Call 800-824-9762. Again, 800-824-9762. That's 800-824-9762. 800-824-9762.
All right, guys, let me tell you about our friends at Capital Gold Group. Capital Gold Group is a company that deals with investing in precious metals such as gold and silver. They've been in business for over a decade and have an A-plus rating with the Better Business Bureau. They've been featured on Fox News, Market Watch, Bloomberg, Wall Street Journal, CNBC, Reuters, Fox Business, Financial Times, and Forbes magazine. If you're interested, you can call at 1-800-932-4108. That is 1-800-932-4108. They also offer various ebooks on investing in gold, such as the Definitive Gold Guide. So once again, if you're interested, you can call 1-800-932-4108. That's 1-800-932-4108. Running for the presidency is supposed to be about portraying yourself as the most professional candidate fit for the office.
Caiden Cowger.
So what does Hillary Clinton do?
Somebody had to say it.
She barks like a dog.
You know? Who let the dogs out? 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 You know?
Show notes and segments from today's show will be posted at CaidenCowgerProgram.com. If you're on Twitter, just follow Caiden Cowger at Caiden Cowger.
That would be the best decision of your life. Due to a decline in the economy and major car companies filing for bankruptcy, American Auto Protection has announced an extended service plan that is now available to the general public. This plan reduces the cost of auto repair expenses. Maximum Car Care was created to assist qualifying car owners with lowering repair bills of cars under 130,000 miles and under 12 years old. Maximum Car Care works to limit the expense of auto repair bills, roadside assistance, rental coverage, and towing. Their number is 1-800-824-9762. That is 1-800-824-9762. Once again, that is 1-800-824-9762. Maximum Car Care is a proud sponsor of the Caiden Cowger program.
Caiden Cowger. Somebody had to
All
say
right,
it.
ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Caiden Cowger program. It is great to have you with us. So, see, guys, and it's what we have here. It's what we have here. You have, according to what we're finding on the LA Times, investigators are saying that the Orlando shooter sought out Islamic State propaganda. So, see, we're being told by the news media 1 minute that this has absolutely nothing to do with Islam, has absolutely nothing to do with the Islamic State. He has no ties to the Islamic State. He's just a fan. And he's a crazed fan that went out and shot all these people. That's what we were being told by the media. You heard it on MSNBC. You heard it on CNN. Well, now here we're being told that investigators are saying that the Orlando shooter sought out Islamic State propaganda and may have staked out Disney sites. This shooters increasingly sought out Islamic State videos and other radical Islamist propaganda in the months leading up to a shooting rampage at an Orlando, Florida gay nightclub on Sunday. This is what investigators have found. They found radicalized material, propaganda. They found videos. So it looks like this guy was legitimately following ISIS. A counterterrorism official said that investigators have uncovered the material while reviewing this terrorist's internet search history. Mateen, who was killed by a SWAT team, pledged allegiance to the Islamic State during the attack. As the inquiry, however you pronounce that word, into the Orlando nightclub shooting broadened on Tuesday, with investigators raging as far afield as Afghanistan and Saudi Arabia. So they've expanded this now to Afghanistan and Saudi Arabia. Survivors, recollected the event of the New York-born gunman whose parents are Afghan immigrants, telling them that he had gone on a killing rampage because he wanted America to stop bombing his country. So I'm going to read that one more time for you. It said survivors stated, and this is whose parents are Afghan immigrants, he told them that he had gone on a killing rampage because he wanted America to stop bombing his country. Now, here we were being told by the news media also that, well, because he's born in New York, that he has no ties to any of these Muslim countries. That's just more racism coming from Donald Trump. Well, here, what do you have? You have the guy saying, that's my country. He identifies with that country. Why? Because his country is the home for Islam, right? That's where they have Sharia law and everything else. They had that for a while. So it's an Islamic country. So guys, I mean, Trump has been right on this. He's been absolutely correct. And continue reading here. It says that FBI officials revealed that the terrorist who killed 49 people on Sunday in the worst mass shooting in the modern American history had visited Pulse and frequented other gay clubs in the past and had used a dating app on his phone to meet other men. Now, that could mean two things. Either he was seeking a relationship with another man, and this guy was, basically a closet, or what could happen is that he was targeting these people, and he could have been targeting the gay club, because when I first heard that report, and they're talking about, he's in Pulse all the time. He's been in Pulse before. He was in Pulse not long ago. Well, if he's in Pulse not long ago, then, the original inkling, thought that you have is that he was stalking the place and staking the place out to look, how would be the best way to approach it, and, studying the area in order to shoot people up. So it's you never know what's going through a person's mind there until they get history from those messages. And apparently one of the apps that was allegedly used was Grindr, which is a gay dating application where gay men contact each other and do the unthinkable. It's quite disturbing. That's apparently what this guy's been involved in. And I'll just tell you my thoughts on the matter. If he was homosexual, it would explain potentially why he went up and shot up that entire club. But that would be if he's homosexual. If in the potential, I guess, would be there because he has been on these various gay dating apps and everything. and then going to these gay clubs, because he's been going to multiple, unless he was looking for which one he wants to shoot up. But anyway, if he is in fact homosexual, then what that would mean, more than likely, was that he's been having these gay impulses, and he hasn't been able to get rid of the gay impulses, because the only way that you can get rid of the gay impulses is if you give your life to Jesus Christ. And when you keep seeking a false religion and you seek deliverance through a religion that is from the spawn of Satan himself, I mean, you're not going to get anything out of that. You're just replacing one evil for another evil. So you're not going to be able to successfully get delivered from that impulse that you're, feeling internally. So what could have very well happened there is that this guy could have been self-loathing. He could have been homosexual. And what ended up occurring, potentially, is that because he kept having these impulses and, there was no way for him to get rid of it because he never sought a relationship with Jesus Christ, it could have very well caused him to think, well, you know what? The only way that I'm going to be with Allah in paradise forever is if I just shoot up all these people. But while that is a theory, and while that would, be the explanation in case he was gay, and the liberals at MSNBC and CNN are right, if he is gay, that would be the theory for it, and that would be the only theory for it, because, you're not going to turn it around and blame it on Christians when Christians had absolutely nothing to do with it. I mean, the guy's not influenced by Christianity. Obviously, he's a Muslim. So what that would mean is that he'd be influenced by the Quran. And what does the Quran say? The Quran says that homosexuals are engaged in detestable acts. So, it's so, but they don't say that. And another thing that you have to focus on is that Sharia law calls for homosexuals to be thrown off of buildings. It calls for homosexuals to be killed. So what he could have very well thought, if he was gay, is that the only way that he can, make it with Allah would be to kill other gay people. And that would justify his homosexual impulses or his previous homosexual behavior. If he was engaged in that, which, considering the gay dating websites, that is a possibility. But we don't know. And until those messages come out, what the conversation took place. And this is one of the things that I sort of question what's, been occurring, because one of the homosexuals that was being interviewed, I think by MSNBC or CNN, I think it was MSNBC, stated that he had actually talked one of his friends had talked with this guy through the Grindr app. That's, where I heard that thing. It was a communication that was taking place there through Grindr. And he said that it was the guy was just a weird, it was a weird conversation. He's a weirdo. He was contacting him, talking very oddly. So, you don't know if that is just, okay, is it suspicious? And this guy could have very well potentially been targeting these people. And, potentially even maybe he was looking into doing solo executions. I mean, you don't know. He could have been using Grindr as an application that takes you to the person that you want to murder. You don't know what this guy's going to do. But that is one thing that one of the guys said, that this guy was acting very bizarre and weird. And it sounds not like someone who's gay. It sounds more like a person who is targeting homosexuals in order to kill them. So that's what, could have very well been taking place there. But as the news media keeps, trying to find a way to tie it to conservatives and tie it to Christians, while the guy's a, registered Democrat who's a liberal, there's a Muslim at that. I mean, it's, we're going to try to make sense of it here. So I have a whole bunch more articles. I'm just going to go through it and, just give my input on what I think about all this. We're going to get to that in the next segment. I have a few more articles here. We have one that's from clickorlando.com, and it's potentially there was another club that he was looking into possibly targeting as well. So see, that's what I mean. That he could have very well been going to various clubs to figure out which one he wanted to shoot up. And the Pulse Club was probably the best suit for him, so that's what this sick and twisted man did. But we're going to go ahead and get to this article here in the next segment. So stay with us, and we'll talk about some of these other, clubs that he was targeting and how investigators have found the potential of shooting up those clubs.
Some say he's the next Rush Limbaugh.
I tell you, this kid's got 90% of Rush's venom with only 10% of the biomass.
Somebody had to say it.
If you've ever been looking for a way to invest your money, gold can be a very good investment. Let me tell you about our friends at Capital Gold Group. Capital Gold Group is one of the best companies in the business dealing with gold and other precious metals. They have an A-plus rating with the Better Business Bureau and can offer spectacular information on investing in gold. All you have to do is call 1-800-932-4108, and they will give you the knowledge that you need to make an investment. Even if you've just been curious about purchasing gold, this is a great group that can provide you with reliable information. Call 1-800-932-4108 and also ask them about some of their ebooks, such as 10 Shocking Reasons Why You Should Buy Gold and the Definitive Gold Guide. These resources are great for anyone, especially those that are just curious about investing. Call 1-800-932-4108. And some of their products that they offer are quite amazing. I mean, they have the gold bars, they have the gold coins, but they also have this thing called a Valcambi bar. And this is basically just a little bar about the size of a credit card that can fit into your wallet, made up of little grams of gold. So anytime that you just want a gram of gold, you just break one of them off. It's really quite neat. So by all means, contact our friends at Capital Gold Group. Call 1-800-932-4108. That is 1-800-932-4108. Once again, that is 1-800-932-4108.
In these uncertain economic times, you've got to do whatever you can to save money. One of our biggest expenses can be our cars, especially when unexpected repair bills hit. Not anymore. If you own a vehicle with less than 130,000 miles, is less than 12 years old, has a warranty about to expire, or even no warranty at all, you could stop paying for car repairs. Roadside assistance, towing, and rental coverage are all included. Don't wait for the next repair. Make one free call right now to see if you qualify. If your vehicle is less than 12 years old, has less than 130,000 miles, even if it's out of warranty, paying for car repairs can become a thing of the past. Call us right now and get your car protected before your next repair bill hits. Get protection and no more repair bills. Call 800-824-9762. Again, 800-824-9762. That's 800-824-9762. 800-824-9762.
All right, guys, let me tell you about our friends at Capital Gold Group. Capital Gold Group is a company that deals with investing in precious metals such as gold and silver. They've been in business for over a decade and have an A-plus rating with the Better Business Bureau. They've been featured on Fox News, Market Watch, Bloomberg, Wall Street Journal, CNBC, Reuters, Fox Business, Financial Times, and Forbes magazine. If you're interested, you can call at 1-800-932-4108. That is 1-800-932-4108. They also offer various ebooks on investing in gold, such as the Definitive Gold Guide. So once again, if you're interested, you can call 1-800-932-4108. That's 1-800-932-4108. You know, running for the presidency is supposed to be about portraying yourself as the most professional candidate fit for the office.
Caiden Cowger.
So what does Hillary Clinton do?
Somebody had to say it.
She barks like a dog.
You know? Who let the dogs out? 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 You know?
Show notes and segments from today's show will be posted at CaidenCowgerProgram.com. If you're on Twitter, just follow Caiden Cowger at Caiden Cowger.
That would be the best decision of your life. Due to a decline in the economy and major car companies filing for bankruptcy, American Auto Protection has announced an extended service plan that is now available to the general public. This plan reduces the cost of auto repair expenses. Maximum Car Care was created to assist qualifying car owners with lowering repair bills of cars under 130,000 miles and under 12 years old. Maximum Car Care works to limit the expense of auto repair bills, roadside assistance, rental coverage, and towing. Their number is 1-800-824-9762. That is 1-800-824-9762. Once again, that is 1-800-824-9762. Maximum Car Care is a proud sponsor of the Caiden Cowger program.
Caiden Cowger. Somebody had to say it.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Caiden Cowger program. It is great to have you with us. So, I have a thing here from clickorlando.com, and it's on this entire thing that took place. And what's going on, apparently, is that investigators have found that this guy who shot up this gay nightclub in Orlando could have very well been targeting other clubs. And see, that's one of the things that you might want to look at, like I said before, because the news media has been saying that this is all just about, him potentially being a self-loathing homosexual, and he's been going to gay clubs time and time again, trying to date men, trying to do this. He could have been trying to get with men so he could kill them. Yeah, I watched that episode, I think it was of Criminal Minds. So he could have very well been asking these guys to go out with him, and they wouldn't go out, but he could have been asking these guys to go out with him so he could kill them. I mean, you don't know. It's very troubling. But anyway, he could have been visiting this is what I said before, he could have been visiting these gay nightclubs or whatever, in order to target these places and find out which one he wants to shoot up. But anyway, this is what's coming from Click Orlando. This is from News 6. Orlando, Florida. An Orlando nightclub owner received a Facebook friend request from the terrorist, the gunman who killed 49 people and injured 53 others at another nightclub. Shortly before 5:00 p.m. on Tuesday, investigators from the Orlando Police Department and the FBI arrived at Club Revere to speak with owner Michael Bass. Bass told News 6 investigator Michael Holofield that he had received a Facebook request from this terrorist either late on Thursday and early Friday morning. Bass told Holofield that he made the connection when he saw reports on News 6 about the Pulse nightclub shooting. When I didn't accept the request, the Facebook friend request, I looked through his friends first and rejected it. In doing that, I looked, and a few of his friends were just Arabic writing, and I didn't, know. It was just nothing that would relate to an LGBT club. It just didn't make sense. But you are sure that's him? Holofield asked Bass. The friend request for us was from that guy, and he said, I am 99.99% sure, Bass said. When I saw that picture that morning of the incident, I swallowed my tongue. I work here. I help with security. I run, I operate, I fix. I watch what goes on, Bass said. It was, that terrorist. Club Revere was closed on Saturday night, and one of the regular dancers at the club went to Pulse. Oh, that's horrible. And apparently, Roslow, who died in the shooting. News 6 learned that the dancer was 35-year-old Xavier Emmanuel Sonero Roslow, and he died in the mass shooting. So one of the dancers from Club Revere was killed at this shooting at Pulse because he went there. Another thing that we have here, it says, I remember him, will remember him for the rest of my life. He's that kind of person, Bass said. And then, of course, Channel 6 has all that story on there. It's on clickorlando.com. So that's what took place there. So apparently this guy could have very well been targeting these other gay clubs in order to find out which one he wanted to shoot up. That's what I've been saying. It's not that this guy is necessarily gay. I mean, it's possible he could have been. But from what it appears to be here, you have this guy who is targeting, homosexuals and targeting gay nightclubs, and he, picked the one that he wanted to go after. Now, another thing that we have here is from the BusinessInsider.com. Business Insider reports that the Florida governor, Rick Scott, has stated that Obama has not called after the Orlando terrorist attack. So this is President Obama not calling the governor of Florida. Florida Governor Rick Scott said on Tuesday that President Obama has not called him after the worst terrorist attack on U.S. soil, which took place in Scott's home state since September 11th, 2001. No, he has not called, the Republican governor told Fox and Friends. Scott noted that a staffer has called, but reiterated that Obama has not called. A lone gunman who pledged allegiance to ISIS carried out the deadliest mass shooting in U.S. history early on Sunday morning when he opened fire at the Pulse nightclub. At least 49 people were killed in the attack. It's typically the commonplace for the president to call the governor of a state after such catastrophic events. Scott said that he had received a call from former President George W. Bush, who said that he and First Lady Laura Bush were praying for him. Donald Trump, the presumptive Republican nominee, also phoned him, Scott said. He called to just ask how I was doing, say, like everybody else is praying for us, Scott said. So the White House did not immediately respond to requests to comment on Tuesday afternoon from Business Insider. So that's what is taking place there. So here again, once again, you have where President Obama is, not even taking the respect, not even taking the courtesy of calling the governor of Florida about this terrorist attack. And you have George Bush, the former president, that had the decency to do that. And as they stated here before, presidents in previous years have been known to call the governors of these states in order to express their condolences, in order to express their, just their respect. And Obama hasn't even done that. What has Obama done? He's been too busy making speeches about how Islam is great and guns are bad. I mean, guys, this is our president. This is a guy who is in the White House. He's completely unprofessional. He, doesn't even take the consideration, hey, maybe I should be calling this state and finding out how everything's going on. Didn't even do that. Just so absolutely disgusting. ISIS is praising this terrorist guy that shot up everybody in Orlando as being a lion of the caliphate. And they are urging attacks at theaters, hospitals, amusement parks, etc. So they are calling for further attacks here. And guys, I'm just going to tell you, this is a very good explanation as to why you should be carrying right now, why you should be carrying a gun. And, thankfully in the state of West Virginia, as soon as you turn 18 years of age, you are allowed to carry. You have to get a permit in order to conceal carry between 18 and 21, and then after 21, you don't have to have a permit. But in West Virginia, you have to have a permit in order to conceal carry, but you don't have to have it. As soon as you turn 18, you don't have to have a permit to open carry. So guess what I'm going to start doing? I'm going to start open carrying, and then I'm going to, definitely get the concealed. But I highly recommend everybody. I don't care who you are. If you've never shot a gun before, don't really care. You need to arm yourself, and you need to get training on that if you need it. Okay, you need to get training on firearms. You need to get training on how to fire a weapon. You need to learn how to do that because we are living in a time period where we desperately need the Second Amendment because, with ISIS on the rise, you don't know where these people are going to attack next. You can't live your life in fear, but part of that, not living your life in fear, is always being prepared. You can never, not be, prepared enough. So by having a firearm on you, by having a gun on your hip, gun in your pocket, conceal it, I don't care, whatever, you are prepared. It's not that you're living your life in fear. It's not that you're worried. It's not that at all. It's just that it's a precaution. You're using wisdom. And in case something would happen, you have an ability to defend yourself because a good guy with a gun can stop a bad guy with a gun. Because what I want to remind you guys here with this entire situation is that this occurred at a predominantly liberal facility, a gay nightclub. Gays are practically, in the majority of circumstances, progressive. They are liberal people, okay? Of course, you have the exemption with a few libertarians out there, and, I know some gay libertarians, but the thing is that you have, predominantly most members of the homosexual community are liberal. What you have to understand here is that this guy went into a liberal facility and shot up all these people, and had someone had a gun in there, they would have been able to stop him. But because it's a liberal facility, no one had a gun, no one was armed. This guy got by with shooting 50 people. No one had any ability shooting 49 people, over 50 people, because you have people that are wounded as well. But, it's very concerning. You've got to arm yourself and protect you and your family and the others around you.
Keeping America straight.
Somebody had to say it.
If you've ever been looking for a way to invest your money, gold can be a very good investment. Let me tell you about our friends at Capital Gold Group. Capital Gold Group is one of the best companies in the business dealing with gold and other precious metals. They have an A-plus rating with the Better Business Bureau and can offer spectacular information on investing in gold. All you have to do is call 1-800-932-4108, and they will give you the knowledge that you need to make an investment. Even if you've just been curious about purchasing gold, this is a great group that can provide you with reliable information. Call 1-800-932-4108 and also ask them about some of their ebooks, such as 10 Shocking Reasons Why You Should Buy Gold and the Definitive Gold Guide. These resources are great for anyone, especially those that are just curious about investing. Call 1-800-932-4108. And some of their products that they offer are quite amazing. I mean, they have the gold bars, they have the gold coins, but they also have this thing called a Valcambi bar. And this is basically just a little bar about the size of a credit card that can fit into your wallet, made up of little grams of gold. So anytime that you just want a gram of gold, you just break one of them off. It's really quite neat. So by all means, contact our friends at Capital Gold Group. Call 1-800-932-4108. That is 1-800-932-4108. Once again, that is 1-800-932-4108.
In these uncertain economic times, you've got to do whatever you can to save money. One of our biggest expenses can be our cars, especially when unexpected repair bills hit. Not anymore. If you own a vehicle with less than 130,000 miles, is less than 12 years old, has a warranty about to expire, or even no warranty at all, you could stop paying for car repairs. Roadside assistance, towing, and rental coverage are all included. Don't wait for the next repair. Make one free call right now to see if you qualify. If your vehicle is less than 12 years old, has less than 130,000 miles, even if it's out of warranty, paying for car repairs can become a thing of the past. Call us right now and get your car protected before your next repair bill hits. Get protection and no more repair bills. Call 800-824-9762. Again, 800-824-9762. That's 800-824-9762. 800-824-9762.
All right, guys, let me tell you about our friends at Capital Gold Group. Capital Gold Group is a company that deals with investing in precious metals such as gold and silver. They've been in business for over a decade and have an A-plus rating with the Better Business Bureau. They've been featured on Fox News, Market Watch, Bloomberg, Wall Street Journal, CNBC, Reuters, Fox Business, Financial Times, and Forbes magazine. If you're interested, you can call at 1-800-932-4108. That is 1-800-932-4108. They also offer various ebooks on investing in gold, such as the Definitive Gold Guide. So once again, if you're interested, you can call 1-800-932-4108. That's 1-800-932-4108. You know, running for the presidency is supposed to be about portraying yourself as the most professional candidate fit for the office.
Caiden Cowger.
So what does Hillary Clinton do?
Somebody had to say it.
She barks like a dog.
You know? Who let the dogs out? 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 You know?
Show notes and segments from today's show will be posted at CaidenCowgerProgram.com. If you're on Twitter, just follow Caiden Cowger at Caiden Cowger.
That would be the best decision of your life. Due to a decline in the economy and major car companies filing for bankruptcy, American Auto Protection has announced an extended service plan that is now available to the general public. This plan reduces the cost of auto repair expenses. Maximum Car Care was created to assist qualifying car owners with lowering repair bills of cars under 130,000 miles and under 12 years old. Maximum Car Care works to limit the expense of auto repair bills, roadside assistance, rental coverage, and towing. Their number is 1-800-824-9762. That is 1-800-824-9762. Once again, that is 1-800-824-9762. Maximum Car Care is a proud sponsor of the Caiden Cowger program.
Caiden Cowger.
Somebody had to say it.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Caiden Cowger program. It is great to have you with us. Because, see, here's the thing that really gets me about this entire situation. You have the guy that is a senator for Florida, and I forget what his name is. It's Bill Nelson, senator for Florida, on TVs, on CNN, on MSNBC, all these other television stations, and he's giving interviews to all these groups. But the thing is, guys, is that while he's giving these interviews, he's saying, you know, the best way to combat ISIS, the best way to defeat ISIS is to continue going about your daily lives and not living your lives in fear. And, you know, I completely understand that, and he's absolutely right when it comes to that. You shouldn't be living your life in fear. I mean, it's important to use wisdom in situations like this. It's important to, you know, be cautious and everything. But what you have to also look at here with this entire situation is that you have the same guy, Bill Nelson, who is a Democrat, and his party is doing what? What is his president doing? The head of the Democratic Party. Obama is calling for gun control. Well, guess what? When you remove the Second Amendment, when you take away people's right to self-defense, when you start infringing upon that right and making it more difficult for people to get guns in order to defend themselves, how in the world can you take away their only means of protection while also saying continue about your average, everyday lives? It doesn't work that way. It doesn't work that way. If you want people to feel secure, if you want people to feel comfortable, if you want people to go about their daily lives regularly, then in order for that to happen, you have to allow people to have the means necessary in order to defend themselves. That's only common sense. You take away people's only means of self-defense. I mean, guys, you're basically telling people, oh, hey, you know, you have an even greater chance of getting shot and killed now. Congratulations, but continue about your average everyday lives and don't feel scared. I mean, guys, it's necessary to protect yourself, especially right now. You need to protect yourself. But there was an article that was posted here also that I wanted to get to. We're running out of time. Might have to get to it on the next show. If I don't get to it today, I'll definitely get to it on the next one. But anyway, it's reported from the Washington Post, I believe, somewhere around there, Washington Post, Washington Times. But anyway, you have liberal news organizations now that are blaming Christians, blaming conservatives for the shooting that took place. It's so absolutely horrific. It's horrible, but that's that's where we're presently at. You have conservatives that are now getting blamed for this shooting that took place. You have Christians that are now getting blamed for the Orlando shooting. And I'm looking on here. It's not from a Washington Post or Washington Times. It's from the Washington Examiner. It was the ACLU lawyers that have decided to blame the Christian right and the GOP for the Orlando terrorist attack. According to what we have here from the Washington Examiner, Christian conservatives are responsible for the mass shooting that took place over in Orlando because they created this anti-queer climate, is what the American Civil Liberties Union attorneys said. You know what is gross? Your thoughts and prayers and Islamophobia after you created this anti-queer climate, ACLU staff attorney Chase Swargo tweeted on Sunday morning. About 50 people were killed, at the gay nightclub, blah, 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 blah. But anyway, this Swargo guy spent his entire life fighting Christian homophobia while being loved and supported by his Muslim family. And his colleagues connected the shooting back to Christians and Republican politicians who oppose gay marriage. So people who oppose gay marriage are responsible for this mass shooting that took place over in Orlando. Why? Because marriage has always been fine for over 2,000 years, being between a man and a woman, because we believe in the definition of a word. We're responsible for the Orlando shooting. So, guys, I want to thank you for listening to us tonight. For more information on the Caiden Cowger program, go to CaidenCowgerProgram.com. And for the latest news exposing the left, go to CowgerNation.com. Thank you, God bless, and God save this nation.